Yo, so I just finished watching Don't Look Up, and that movie, honestly, like I wasn't seeing previews for it or anything. I think I seen one preview to it, and then like I never heard anything of it after then. And then I think at one point I heard someone mention it, like I was watching like a reaction to something else or something, and I heard like, oh, there's this movie on Netflix, Don't Look Up, and it basically is just like what would happen if a meteor hit, and like that's all they said, and I was like, huh. I wonder what would happen if a meteor was gonna hit and it was like inevitable. And so I watched the movie. You know, I have my issues with it, but at the same time, like it I would still recommend to see it, especially if it's on Netflix. You don't have to go to the movie theater or anything. It's on Netflix right now. I don't know how long it's gonna stay on there, but I mean, yo, like without getting into spoilers, I mean, basically, yeah, the whole story is like, some scientists figure out that, or astronomers figure out that there's a comet headed straight for Earth. It's inevitable. It's gonna hit. It's like anywhere between 5 to 9 kilometers wide, they say, which is like fucking big. I don't remember quite quite the size of the meteor that hit the dinosaurs. I'm pretty sure that one was like 26 miles long or something like that. So this one was like pretty small. Oh, no, kilometers. That's like 1,000 feet. Well, no, that's not miles, right? Kilometers. Okay, well, basically, I don't know. It was big enough to wipe out the planet. I mean, 26 miles wide is fucking stupid big. That's definitely. I don't even know how Earth stayed intact after that. Wouldn't it have broken into a billion pieces and just split up? I don't know, but this meteor was enough to do some damage. Like wipe out the entire Earth. And I mean, so basically, yeah, the whole movie just kind of like you go through what could possibly happen, and I mean, a lot of it is like kind of poking fun at politics and how like the government would handle stuff, and like without getting too much into spoilers, I mean, it's basically, I mean, there you go, like a meteor's gonna hit, people try to tell the public, and it's up to the government on what happens and not, and how people react. But now, I mean, like I said, there ain't really much to say without going into spoilers. I don't even know how much the trailer showed, because I don't think, like I said, I might have seen a trailer, but I think for the most part I just like heard about it, and so I looked it up, and I couldn't even find it on Netflix. Whenever I clicked on Netflix, it wasn't even like anywhere while I was scrolling. I had to like type it in, and again, it's called Don't Look Up. But fuck it. Spoilers now. Spoiler alert. The movie, so many parts of it were so corny, but I thought like honestly, in the end, it had me fucking like, like I was like, what the fuck is coming out of my eye, dude? Why is there water? But like honestly, whenever you try to like seriously put yourself in that situation, it's like, well, I mean, honestly, what would you do? Like, like no matter what you do, no matter what you loot, no matter what you steal, no matter what you do, you're gonna die. And it's only like what, 6 months they give them. So, and then by the time the people figure out, there's only like 5 months left or something. One thing I didn't understand is how the fuck did they come up, or like how did they build all the missiles and shit within that time frame? I would think that kind of stuff takes years to build, but I mean, it is a movie. And then at the end too, whenever Jonah Hill survived it, I'm like, bro, come on, like the radiation ain't gonna kill this man's, or like something. But I mean, that's just me poking fun at like dumb shit. But I mean, for the most part, like I said, that movie kind of had me like feeling some type of way sometimes, because I was like, damn, like, like, I mean, not about the whole government trying to use it to their advantage and mine it for money and stuff like that. Like that kind of stuff, it's like I didn't expect that. Like whenever they went to go launch the first mission, I was kind of like, I thought it was just gonna be normal, like, okay, this is a cut and dry movie, like maybe they, and then I was also thinking like, okay, maybe they send the missile up there and it doesn't work, and then they have to, they're gonna have to rely on like China and all these other places. But then they're like, oh, the missile's turning around, blah blah blah. Oh, it turns out it's because they found good like minerals that they want to mine on it and stuff. And I was like, bro, like, but then I was like, I mean, that is believable. That is definitely believable, especially if it is for like some new cutting edge technology that we don't even have yet. So I was like, well, that's believable. So I didn't really cut it any points for that, but again, like all the moments where it's like you really start to kind of like put yourself in the shoes, and you just like when like the moment that they look up and they can actually start seeing it in the sky, that's whenever it like kind of like hits you. And like I said, if you put yourself in that mind state, like holy shit, like imagine if this was really happening. You look up and you see like your inevitable death slowly getting closer and closer to you every single day, and like quite literally all you have to do is look up. Like you walk outside and look up and you're gonna see it, like it's coming. And it's fucking wild to think about, man. Like there would be so much crazy shit that happened. I think it would be a lot crazier than they depicted. I thought some of it was really corny. Like Jonah Hill was such a fucking asshole, bro. That dude was so funny though. He played it so like nonchalant dickhead, and I was just like, yo. Like at one point, you think he feels bad, and he's just like, do you want to come? And she's like, yeah. And then he just fucking walks away, closes the door. That motherfucker was funny, bro. Sometimes he was kind of like overdoing it. I was like, all right, bro. Like, we get it, you know, like, yeah. And honestly, all the drug use from them type of people, like the higher ups, I was like, I bet they really do be like taking a few shots right before they start the news, and or like, you know, like puff a joint or something right before they start a broadcast or something like that, you know. All of that, I was like, you know, I bet all this shit really does happen. But I mean, yeah, it gets into like romance and shit. Like, dude cheats on his girl because, you know, the power gets to him. And I mean, we're all gonna die. So it's like some people just don't take. They lose sight of what's important, and they just like, you know, they're like, oh, we're gonna die. Might as well just fuck everyone, take everything I can, do everything bad, do this and that. But then whenever it comes down to the end, you know, like obviously, like nobody wants to die alone, and so he realized Leonardo Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, after he cheats on his wife and loses his wife and his family and shit, you know, like once it comes down to it, it's like, well, the meteor's coming. I don't want to be alone. You know, obviously, love conquers more than like a quick fuck, and yeah, they end up getting together at the end as like a family, and that's like their send off, and it kind of points to like, I mean, even if it is inevitable, like, because I mean, we are gonna die, like it's regardless, and I mean, like any moment a rock really can fly at us and do exactly what this movie said it can. And hell, it could be way worse. It could be an asteroid the size, or well, I mean, it would be a planet then probably, but it could be a planet-sized comet hurling at Earth, you know, it just takes out the entire Earth. So it really can be anything. And I mean, like I said, we're all gonna die regardless. So I feel like the main point of the story is that everybody can freak out as much as they want, but when it really comes down to it, like love and family and companionship is like all you can really ask for. And I mean, it felt beautiful. They kind of portrayed it pretty fucking good whenever everyone's panicking and everyone starts like leaving NASA after the mission failed, and they're just like, dude, I got to get to my family, you know, like I got a daughter that I need to go see right now. I want to get to my husband. I want to get to my wife, you know. Like whenever they start doing all that, it kind of like really settles in, and it's like, I mean, fuck, like imagine sending our last hope and it fucks up, and it's just like we're dead. Like we're like no hope at all. Everybody on planet Earth is going to die within like hours or so. So I don't know, that shit really settled in. And then whenever they're all sitting in the house, you know, and they're like being a family and kind of sharing their last moments together, and then the house starts shaking and shit, you know, you start really like feeling it, and you're just like, God damn, bro, imagine that. And you just start feeling the shockwaves, and then everything is just gone, the entire Earth. Fucking wild, bro. It was such a good movie. Like I said, a lot of parts of it were kind of like boring, or like you know, it was kind of like, it wasn't the best movie, but whenever you like try to put yourself in that train of thought, like what would I do, or what would, like, you know, like how much of this is actually would kind of happen. I wonder what I would do if it really was hurling towards Earth, you know, like I wonder how social media would be. And I don't know, once you start putting yourself in that state of mind, and then like I said, whenever you get immersed in it, you start like feeling them shockwaves, and you're like, oh my God, bro, what would like, what would you do in that moment, in your last moments where you feel the shock waves after it has already hit Earth, and you're just seeing like little meteorites hitting all around, and like you just feel the Earth like a fucking wave, you know, like slowly reaching you, and then I mean after it reaches you, you don't even realize it, but it's still going. So crazy, bro. And then at the end, like, what the fuck was up with like the orgies on the rooftop? What was that about? And then they all get out at the next place. They didn't bring clothes with them during their cryo freeze. They just all get out naked, butt ass naked. And like they got like old people and young people. It was like, what are you supposed to do now? Just start fucking each other as soon as you get out? You know, like, I thought that was kind of funny. But I mean, I feel like that probably is how people are going to be going to other planets, like Mars and shit. If we went over there, I'm sure it would be like a handful of people like that. And then, yeah, once you get there, like, I mean, what else can you start doing? You have to start setting up civilization and start fucking each other to start making babies and repopulating the planet. So, I don't know. I feel like that'd be awkward, but at the same time, it's like needed if the human race wants to continue. So, I don't know. But then they all start getting eaten by birds, like fucking weird bird creatures from that new planet. That new planet looked beautiful, though. I'm not even going to lie. That planet looked gorgeous. But then, yeah, those creatures started killing each other or killing the people. So, I would definitely recommend watching it. I mean, like I said, some of it can be real boring. But, I mean, just try to immerse yourself and try to think, like, and I mean, I promise you, dude, it's a fucking good movie. It was pulling on my heartstrings a little bit whenever you start really like putting into perspective, like, damn, you can either just spend your time panicking and freaking out, or like being a hoodlum, or like, you know, or you can like, you know, it really makes you kind of wish you had someone, you know, that love and that bond and that connection. Because I mean, we all are gonna die. Nobody wants to die alone, you know. So imagine seeing your death literally hurling at your planet, and you're just watching it get closer and closer. And then, you know, imagine those last moments where you see it like taking up the entire sky. You look up and there's just a fucking rock, you know. I would give the movie probably, honestly, I would probably give it like a 85. I give it like an 85. Like I said, there's a bunch of boring parts, but whenever you really focus on it and you kind of, and then also I noticed like some spots where like, I don't know if they messed up the editing, but there was like some random fucking shots at random times. Like at one point, I think they're all sitting in a room, and then all of a sudden it cuts to this lady on the phone, and she's like, I don't know. There's just random parts that feel like, was that an accident? Did they mean to put that half a second clip in there, you know? But I mean, like I said, yeah, I would definitely recommend it. And I mean, fuck, dude, what would you do if there was a giant mountain-sized asteroid headed to Earth and we were all gonna die within months? See ya.